Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of CoinNewsExtra interview session. It's a program where we invite innovators, enthusiasts, stakeholders in the blockchain, fintech, and crypto ecosystem to come talk about what they are doing, the state of the ecosystem, and the future and the future of the ecosystem. So today I have with me great innovators in the blockchain space. Let me start with Ilya Dobrovitsky, who is the CEO of Amana. Yeah, you're welcome to CoinNewsExtra.
Good to be here. Thank you.
It's our pleasure to have you once again. We are happy you are back. Joining us he also is Saif Akhtar. Saif Akhtar is the blockchain platform development lead. Saif, you're welcome to CoinNewsExtra.
Well, thank you so much. It's glad to be here and talking to you.
It's our pleasure to have you. We are going to be looking at how there are things that are happening in the blockchain space. We have a lot of things happening in the DeFi space, the revolutions, and we see the state of the ecosystem. So we'll be looking at what your project, what you intend to solve, and the solutions you are bringing to the ecosystem. Before we go to that, let me start with you, Saif. Just a brief about yourself and your background.
Well, sure. Well, mostly with the IT technology company, working for sort of close to 2 decades, architecting and developing innovative solutions for large enterprise clients. Been involved with blockchain for 5 years now, more or less. Did some self-study and a lot of that, and got so much intrigued that I got myself enrolled in a master's program. I just completed a master's program in digital currency and blockchain last summer, and I've been involved in multiple blockchain projects, advising companies and trying to see how we can leverage and benefit from this technology and bring this to real world, how people can benefit from this technology, really.
That's very nice. Congratulations on the master's degree.
Yes.
Congratulations. Iya, just a brief about your background before we proceed.
Sure. Well, I don't come from a technical background. Come more from an entrepreneurial background. Basically, I have been doing business development for many years in different sectors, including American corporate and working in Europe. And around 5 years ago, I got into startups and basically was a co-founder of a startup. And then eventually, having experience working with different aspects of getting startups started, people started to come to me to help them develop their businesses, their business ideas. And so eventually all of this led me to create an advisory with my co-founders in the UK called BTCD Ltd. And what happened was that our advisory grew into a project, which grew into the project that we're currently discussing, the Amana DeFi. So along with my co-founders, Mohammed Nakib and Saif, we founded this startup. And I'm grateful and really happy and excited to be on board and help develop this idea and bring it to market.
Interesting. That's a very nice background, a mixed background from two gentlemen, great innovators. We'll be looking at, for every project, there are reasons behind it. Looking at many at DeFi, what's the reason behind coming up with this project? Let me start with you, Iya.
Sure. So basically, right now we are seeing a huge explosion of DeFi and the DeFi revolution in the world. And one major group of people that right now is unable to necessarily experience it to full effect is the Islamic community. The reason for this is that most of the DeFi companies basically have introduced conventional financial instruments, which do not go along with Sharia precepts. And so basically, along with my co-founders, we've decided to address this issue and solve this problem for the Islamic community. Now, along with working with this product, at least for me, I became very interested in Islamic finance and understanding the different possibilities and the innovation possible within through the space, and then infusing it into the DeFi sector. I personally became extremely excited about just the innovation aspect of the possibilities that Amana can accomplish, and really creating a divergent financial ecosystem, and opening alternative streams of income for people who are interested in DeFi, but with Sharia or Islamic finance solutions.
Interesting. Saif, we have a lot of DeFi projects out there. What makes Armenia DeFi so unique and different?
Yes, well, in addition to what Ilya said, what we think is the decentralization and sort of the democratization of the whole technology, how we run, kind of the impact it has on how we run businesses and how we operate has changed. Now, with powers going in the hand of people, we feel it's a great combination of some of the Sharia laws when we studied. That's also about more freedom, power in the hands of people. Not many centralized hoardings and things like that. So it's a very great fit of a decentralized technology that is open, that is transparent, that is in the hands of people, and matching it with the kind of Sharia laws that it brings, that is also on the same fundamentals. So bringing that to the DeFi space, and not just trying to say, hey, this is how traditional finance works. We're going to kind of more or less copy the same model to a DeFi crypto space. Kind of gives us a purpose and a differentiator in terms of what we're trying to do in this space.
Interesting. That's amazing. I've been able to see you were able to tell us a brief and background, both of you, Iya and Sayaf. Who are other people that are involved in this project?
So I believe that Mohammed Nakib, who is our co-founder. He has given some interviews on CoinNewsExtra. He's very well known as a thought leader in the Islamic blockchain space. I'll have to tell you that right now we kind of have 30 people, so it'd be very difficult to mention everyone. But our site is going to be up next week, and you'll be, all of the viewers will be able to see who is there. We have a great mix of people, people who are deep in blockchain, deep in crypto, but also we have some world business leaders who love the idea and want to bring this to market. So it's a great mix of people, and we very much appreciate everybody's contribution.
Interesting. Let's look at you mentioned that the website will be up very soon. Let me look at what are some of the roadmap of this project. What are you trying to achieve at a particular time? So could I have it maybe briefly tell us about the roadmap, Saeed?
Sure. As we are working towards it, we're really in terms of having the roadmap, we are in a very creative, innovative, and ever-changing state as we are trying to define our roadmap. So if I say something, things may change down the line, tomorrow or after a week. But we are trying to be very aggressive. We have defined our product lines. We have defined, obviously, we are working with some of the review boards, Sharia review boards that actually validate and give a go-ahead. The product lines is defined. Like Ilya mentioned, next week or very soon, the website is going to be on. The development, sort of the initial phase of design has already begun, but we are very aggressive and going forward with the development. Hopefully, I don't want to give a timeline, but very soon, the product news will start to come out.
Interesting. We see how the DeFi projects work. There are some reward for mining, for bringing liquidity, and all the rest of them. So yeah, how is it going to work? How is Armenia DeFi going to work? Maybe briefly, you could tell us how it's going to work. What are the reward? Why should I be part of it?
Sure. Well, first of all, because of the nature of Amana, we part of our organizational structure is the Sharia board. Now, the function of the board is to actually make sure that no tokens introduced into the wallet application can be scams. And also, basically, they look at the quality of the product. One of the key precepts of Sharia compliance is that the product has to be good for the community. And so really what that creates in if you look at actually like a business terms, that creates a very high quality product with a very strong quality control. So that's one of the reasons why people would want to work with us. By the nature of our product also, there has to be transparency. People have to know who's involved in the product, and basically there has to be a clarity. In terms of other things that we're doing, I would love for also Saif to kind of get into it a little bit more, but I mean, this is one of the core features.
Just Saif, you are part of the project. Is the project going to go for ICO, IEO? What are if it is going to go for ICO or IEO? Well, when is this going to happen? On which platform is it going to happen? How are those details?
I don't think we are going for ICOs. Uh, you know, this is really decentralized solution that we are building in the DeFi space. Giving financial solutions, and people can start to operate, trade, and do things in the financial space that they want to do. Obviously, there is benefits to that.
Okay. Is there not going to be an ICO, anything public sales, private sales, or is it going to be or a community project? Or maybe yeah, you could comment.
Well, so look, we're not going to do an ICO for sure because ICOs are frankly old-fashioned. We are going to do token sales. We are going to be listed in certain exchanges, and we will probably do an IEO on a bigger exchange that goes down the line. IEO is not a primary interest to us because we feel that we can accomplish a lot with token sales. We can do a lot with other means, just building our community in an organic way. So yes to IEOs, no to ICOs, but we will start with token sales.
Preston, before we draw the curtain on today's episode of Coin News Extra interview, what was your closing remark, Saif?
You'll have to excuse me. Can you just say that again?
What's your closing remark? Is there some things you want to say before we close?
What impresses me, you said?
Are there some things you want to say before we close, before we draw the curtain on the interview?
You have to excuse me, really. I can't.
Yeah, did you get what I was trying to say? Your closing remark.
Yeah, Saif, do you have any closing remarks about our project, just for the viewer?
Okay. From my point of view, I think what I want to address as a closing remark would be, look, this is a set of really enthusiastic people who want to bring in not only innovation to the DeFi space, as the DeFi space still is innovating and there's so many things that are happening. But the perspective, there is a technological perspective of how we want to run, deploy, make it easier, make it scalable and all that thing. But there is a huge impact from a business perspective. What are we trying to do? And that conviction is huge. That is enough motivation for us to go forward and develop something that is really equal in terms of, profit sharing or, kind of minimizing the risk and things like that. So we really feel that this is a great opportunity for us to develop a product of this nature.
Yes, and this our project looks so amazing. So before I come to you, yeah, I would like to see you see everything that started should have a future. Okay, let me direct it to you. Yeah, yeah. Before your closing remark, how do you see the future of Armenia DeFi? Then you come with your closing remark.
Sure. What we're doing is we're creating, in essence, a product with very deep quality control that will address a lack in one community and at the same time enrich other communities with brand new and novel products that come from a very successful financial system that has been developed in the Islamic world. And so we don't look at it necessarily just as an Islamic product. We'll look at it essentially as an innovation that we're bringing in on the par with all other innovators that have come before us in the DeFi space. So this is really our purpose and what we're trying to do right now.
Interesting. Thank you very much. It's been an amazing time with the team of Armenia DeFi. Thank you very much, Ilya Dobrovitsky, for joining us today on CoinNewsExtra.
My pleasure. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Saif Akhtar, for joining us today on CoinNewsExtra.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Okay, cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, we look forward to a brighter future.
Thank you.